You've probably seen pictures of Roman toilets before. But why are there such deep slots on the bases? This is one of those questions that sticks in my head when I walk around these sites. This particular facility is at the Roman villa at Piazza Armerina in Sicily. At the time I visited it, I wasn't so much into toilet art, so I missed this particular room. Here's another one in Tunisia. Looks like a wonderful facility. Beautiful flowers, open air. Too bad back in the day there were walls, a roof, and probably a very small window. So dark and stinky. But still, those deep cuts. Why? I am a restroom aficionado. And if you understand men's toileting behaviors, you'll see the Romans were not that different from us today. So sit back for a minute, maybe breathe through your mouth, and let me tell my theory. In her book on the Archaeology of Sanitation in Roman Italy, by the way, it's a pretty good read, Dr. Ann Olga Koloski-Ostrow specifically says that people relieve themselves, both men and women, sitting down. So the slots aided in hygiene. And there's definitely an aspect of that. Because while most of us in the West use toilet paper to clean our anuses, the Romans used a sponge on a stick called a tursorium. Of course, some of us use grass, but definitely that's a problem we'll have to deal with on a totally different video. Dr. Ann says the Romans needed the slots so they could get the tursorium into the proper location while still seated with their togas covering their privates. Great. But that doesn't really explain the deep cuts and the large holes on the vertical supports on these toilets in Ostia Antica. By the way, the bidet is clearly the most civilized option. This one's mine. Best money I ever spent. Get one. Back to the subject. The tursorium definitely doesn't explain why there are these very shallow cuts on the seat or the holes in the floor in this toilet in Roman Algeria. Looks kind of like a little love seat. Anyway, my theory, which runs counter to the current literature, written mostly by women, is that Roman men peed standing up. I know, it's wild. And no one wants to sit on pee. That's the same as modern times. The current International Plumbing Code recommends that all public toilets have a U-shaped seat, like this beauty at the Guggenheim. That cut looks a little familiar. While the code doesn't explain why, let's face it, many men don't lift the toilet seat. I, of course, do, especially when I use this beauty. It was very exciting. As well, I can't believe I'm doing this, men urinate forward. So, if the man was sitting down and urinating and there was a deep cut on the toilet, his toga would not stay dry for very long. And I'm sorry, but ancient Rome was all about the men. This particular throne at the Baths of Caracalla in Rome kind of make that point. It clearly had the dual function of a seat as well as a urinal. So, I say that men in Rome peed standing up, just like today. They had very bad aim, just like today, and the toilets were designed to accommodate it. If you enjoyed this video, I kind of had fun making it. Please like and subscribe. Put comments down in the chat. I can't wait to read them. Also, check out some of my other videos on finding ancient sites, and I have a bunch of shorts I'm putting together on recognizing characters, both Greek and Roman, in art. So take a look at those as well. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.